came in from a friend said in a channeling, there was a recent channeling from Judah about the power of our words. It was said that repeating what others think and say and feel about you to a partner or spouse, you feel that this is important to your relationship, and we would tell you it's not. Keep sprouting those. Okay. So this was, Judah gave a channel recently and said, it was talking about the power of our words, that our thoughts are constantly creating our reality. And our words are actually manifesting our thoughts. So thoughts are powerful, but the words we put to our thoughts are even more powerful. So if you keep thinking on a line of those, I want to ask Judah, how long? 10 seconds. Okay. So Judah's saying if you stay on a certain track of thinking for 10 seconds, yes, then it will begin to manifest. So if you're even staying on a line of thought, a negative line of thought for more than 10 seconds, you're actually beginning to create that reality. And you're going to start seeing it manifest in your 3D, what you can see, touch, taste, and feel in front of you. And then to speak it even adds all the more power. Let's ask Judah, how much more power does it add when we speak it? Okay, 5 times. All right, so if we think like, wow, he's really lazy. And then if we say it, then it's even 5 times more powerful, which means we're going to be manifesting more of that within that person's life. Wow. So the channel this person's referencing to was really powerful. It was a private one that Chuck and I were doing, and it was saying that a lot of times, as parents particularly, we think that what we say behind closed doors at night when our children have gone to bed and gone to sleep and they can't hear us, they're out of earshot, that's okay. But Judah was saying that is still powerful. Be careful what you say about your children or whoever, because just because we're saying it in private and they don't hear it doesn't mean that it doesn't have an effect. Let's see.
How much more powerful when you write it?
When you write it? It's 10 times more powerful because it's reinforced by the physical motion of your body, the involvement of your body with the thought. And because as you write it, it's going back into you through your eye gate. So if you write it, it's even 10 times more powerful. Okay. So the question was, what is some advice for some couples that have fallen into this habit? How do we show loving compassion for the person we want to comfort and not give energy to the things that we don't want more of? I'm finding this to be a new lesson for me, not just with my spouse. How do I shut down a person who's in grief or in pain in a loving way when they need to feel or share their pain? Yeah, that's such a great question. You have anything you want to share on that, sweetie? He's not bothering us, sweetie. Not bothering us at all. Well, one thing I would say is if you can really take this map into your heart at some point, just spend enough time with it that it starts settling into you. If someone is below this level of 200, if they're in this yellow and orange, it's really hard. You can get pulled down into that pretty easily, and you can feel the energy of it change. I mean, have you ever been in a situation like I've been in this situation where I really don't usually gossip about people at all? I just don't really do that anymore, but I might get around a certain person and all of a sudden I start saying things I normally would not say about somebody that's not there, and I think, why am I doing this? And I'll get upset. It's because we're letting the energy of the persons or the conversation start pulling our level of consciousness down, and we start taking it on. And that's what we don't want. We want to be the one that's shifting the consciousness up. So one of the things you can do, let's say you're talking to somebody that's really in a lot of grief. They're in these lower realms here. they're really hurting and in a lot of pain, let them feel their feelings. Always. I always make room for feelings, because if they're just talking about it, that's not necessarily moving them up the scale. If they're actually energetically feeling the feeling of the grief or the hurt or the pain, they're actually releasing it, and that's going to help them move up the scale. But for someone, let's say, that's in a lot of grief, even if I can help them to identify, see, anger is at 150, see how that's a lot higher than grief? If I can help them find out what they're angry about underneath that grief, underneath the grief, what are they mad about? See, that can help them move up. Yeah.